in this top tips video, I want to talk to you about what to expect when you're presenting at your first conference. Now, if you are anticipating an upcoming conference at which you are going to present some of your research, then congratulations, because you've already passed the first step, and that is through sending off a proposal about what you'd like to speak about, and then getting that proposal accepted. So let me give you just 3 tips about what to expect and how to navigate your first conference. So tip number 1, be prepared to share your research. And this might be somewhat obvious because if you've been accepted already, if your proposal has been accepted, you were anticipating you might need to do this. And so in most cases, this will be a 15 to 20 minute slot during which you will be sharing your paper. You might like to have a PowerPoint presentation as a visual to back it up. And really, you'll be sharing a glimpse into your research through the lens of this particular conference theme. This is so other researchers in your field or in your particular subject can have an idea of how your research is going to contribute to the overall field in which they are working. And likewise, after you give your presentation and before you give your presentation, pay attention to the other papers that are being delivered. This will give you insight into some of the key questions that are being asked. Look out for particular buzzwords that keep coming up. So in my field, for example, in history, I might be hearing a lot about emotions, about agency, about material culture. And it's important that I take these in and think, could any of these be applied to my research? If so, how? So at conferences, in the main, it's a really great opportunity to share research and to think about what are the broader themes that are being talked about, what's topical at the moment. Tip number 2, be prepared for questions. So a conference isn't just strictly about sharing your research and then once you're done walking away and that's it. You need to be prepared for a dialogue. And this is actually a really, really important part of a conference. So don't be dissuaded or discouraged by the potential to be interrogated at the end of your paper. This is a good thing. You're going to be interrogated if you're a PhD student at the end of your PhD when you do your defense, your viva as they call it here in the UK. And it's important for you to begin thinking about what are the potential questions, gaps, or even difficulties that could arise in the course of your research. What criticisms might people from the outside have about your arguments that you're making? And conferences are a great chance for you to hear what some of those potential criticisms might be, and likewise, great practice for you to have a response to them. So I would highly advise taking notes during the questions after your presentation. Even if you think you have fantastic answers for them, just take notes so that you can return to them at a later time and make sure you're incorporating answers to some of those questions into your research project. And by the same token, of course, don't be afraid to ask questions of other researchers. Think about what potential issues or gaps might be in their research, or even looking laterally at how it might connect to your research. And tip number 3, be prepared to network. So one of the great default outcomes of conferences is you get a variety of academics at various stages of their research who are all coming together to talk about this same theme or topic. And chances are many of these researchers will therefore be working on research which would prove useful to the research that you're doing. So network with these researchers, network with these other academics. So make a point of asking other academics about their research. And if this sounds like something that might be quite useful for your research, or if it's something you're interested in even, make a note of this and ensure that you follow them on Twitter or LinkedIn, that you take a look at any publications that they've done, because chances are they might have research that's really useful for your own research. So in sum, conferences are a chance to share your research. They're a chance to endure criticism about your research and begin thinking about how you might answer that criticism. And it's a chance to network with other researchers and become apprised and aware of other research that's going on in your field or pertaining to your general subject. I hope you enjoyed this research tips video today. If you have any questions or comments, or indeed recommendations about other videos you'd like to see, please leave it in the comments below. Please do subscribe to my channel so that you can keep apprised of future research tips videos. Thank you.